Hey, what's going on everybody, Paul Tech here, and welcome to the full review of the Alcatel A30 Fierce for MetroPCS. So I've been using this device for about a week now, and let's kick this off with design and build. To the right hand side, you'll notice you got your volume rockers, as well as your texture power button. In my week of using this device, they are very tactile, responsive, they're not loose feeling or anything like that. To the bottom, you get an off-center charging port, and I really wish Alcatel would have placed the charging port to the bottom center of the device. Up on top, you got a noise cancellation mic, as well as your headphone jack. To the back of the Alcatel A30 Fierce, you're getting a 13 megapixel autofocus camera with LED flash. You also get a fingerprint sensor in this device, Alcatel branding, and this back cover does have a pretty nice design and texture to it. It does provide a pretty good grip in the hand. The weight does feel evenly distributed all around the Alcatel A30 Fierce. Been using it for about a week now without a case, and this device has not slipped out of my hand. Now this back cover is removable, which is nice. I mean, if it gets damaged, you can always buy a new one, replace it. What is not so good is the fact that the 3000 milliamp hour battery is embedded into the device, so you cannot remove it. I think it would have been great if this would have been a removable battery. Also, removing the back cover does give you access to your micro SD card for expandable storage, as well as your SIM card. And moving on to that fingerprint sensor, it's actually a pretty good fingerprint sensor. The only thing I'll say is that I did notice that there is a little slight delay when unlocking the device, so it's just not the fastest fingerprint sensor I've used. And moving on to the display here, you're getting a 5.5 inch HD, so that's 720 by 1280, about 320 pixels per inch. You got 2.5D Dragon Tail glass on this. You got mirror vision feature, which I'll talk about in this video. What's good is you also get an LED notification light on this device, a 5 megapixel front facing camera, as well as a flash. And pretty much a lot of the wallpapers are going to look good on this device. Now when it comes to 4G Lte connectivity, in my week of using this device, I didn't have any issues. I pretty much maintained between 3 and 4 bars with my time using this device. Now when it comes to making phone calls, sending them, receiving them, phone calls, they sound clear. I didn't suffer any type of drop calls while using this device, and the video calling is a nice feature on this device. Now moving on to the text messaging aspect of this device, keyboard sensitivity is actually pretty good. I didn't experience any issues where the keyboard froze up on me or anything like that. And you got your standard emojis that are pretty much pre-installed on this device as well. And moving on to the user interface here in the Alcatel A30 Fierce, as you can see from the home screen, it is pretty clean looking. Jumping into the app drawer, I mean, you are getting a pretty much near stock Android experience. Of course, you do get some pre-installed bloatware from MetroPCS, but you also get that really good one, device unlock. So pretty much after 90 days, you can unlock this device entirely for free and use it on any GSM carrier of your choosing. So that is pretty nice. So what's powering this device? It is the MediaTek MT6755, clocked at 1.5 gigahertz. It also is a quad-core processor. You also got the Mali T860. Now when it comes to the sensors on this device, it doesn't have a whole lot, and it's missing one of the most important ones, which is the gyroscope, the gyro sensor. Now let's go ahead and just talk about one-handed usability on this device, and it's actually really easy to use this device one-handed. I mean, you can pretty much reach the status bar there, pull down all the quick toggles, and since we got the quick toggles down, let me just go ahead and show you what you got here. You got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, you got auto brightness on this as well, and then you also got like flashlight, hotspot on this. You can edit these to your liking as well. So, you are getting some good stuff here on the Alcatel A30 Fierce. I'll jump into settings now. I just want to share with you that there is no NFC on this device, so you wouldn't be able to use this for Android Pay or Android Beam or anything like that. I'll go ahead and jump into display here. You do have adaptive brightness, which is nice. It works really well. What I want to show you is mirror vision. So if you decide to purchase this device, be sure to jump into mirror vision here, and you can pretty much change the picture mode to your liking between standard, vivid, and user mode. I personally like the vivid mode. You also get another option for dynamic contrast, so you can actually have that enabled, and as you can see from the image there how it looks when it is turned on. And you get this other option here called Blue Light Defender. So like I said, if you decide to purchase this device, jump into mirror vision, and I would just enable this feature as well. Let's go ahead and talk about storage on this device. So you are getting 32 gigabytes of ROM, 32 gigabytes of internal storage, but you also get the micro SD card, and you can use that and format it as adoptable storage. So that is something good that not all devices do offer. So I also want to share with you, with the fingerprint sensor, you also get another function that comes along with it. So it's a quick launch function shortcut. So you just enable that and you assign your fingerprint, and it'll basically use that fingerprint to launch these certain functions, so you can have these different ones to choose from, and I think it's really neat. I like how you have that feature with the fingerprint sensor. And this device is also rocking Android 7.0 Nougat out of the box, which is good, but my big concern is future updates, and Alcatel is just not known for updating their devices, so you might just be stuck on 7.0 Nougat. Now when it comes to multitasking on this device, it does an okay job. You definitely don't want to throw a whole lot at the Alcatel A30 Fierce. It's the type of device that can only pretty much handle 2 things at a time. Once you start throwing more things at it, you're definitely going to see some slowdown and some stutter, but the split screen mode does work pretty well. Moving on to the Geekbench 4, I did get a single core score of 638, multi-core score of 1,687. Moving on to the Antutu benchmark test, I did get a score of 35,315, so I know those aren't the highest scores out there, nor are they the lowest. And let's move on and talk a little bit about gameplay on the Alcatel A30 Fierce. And I did throw quite a bit of games at this device, and when it came to casual games, low frame rate games, I actually did pretty good. Need for Speed, I was able to complete the races perfectly fine. Now when it came to this game here, Modern Combat 5, that is where I did notice some drops in frames and some stutters that was happening. And I also noticed during like about 10 minutes of gameplay that the Alcatel A30 Fierce did started warming up to the back. So just kind of keep that in mind if you are a heavy gamer on your device. Now when it comes to watching YouTube videos, I know a lot of us like to watch YouTube videos on our smartphones. You're going to be able to watch the highest quality 720p at 60 frames per second. Viewing angles actually look pretty decent on this device, and with that 5.5-inch display, you know, it is a pretty nice experience watching Netflix videos, YouTube, and like I mentioned earlier, you also get a single front-firing speaker to the Alcatel A30 Fierce, and I think that's excellent placement. I really do like the fact that it is in the front. And here's just some audio playing from the speaker. It does get pretty loud, but you'll notice on high volumes you will hear a little distortion, so just kind of keep that in mind. And in regards to the 3.5mm headphone jack, when you use a pair of headphones, it actually produces some pretty good sound. Nothing that's mind-blowing or anything like that, but you know, the sound quality does sound pretty good in my opinion. And when it comes to outdoor visibility in direct sunlight, I typically have to have the brightness set to about 95%, almost to about 100 to get really good outdoor visibility. And in the past week, I also used GPS quite a bit, so Google Maps, and it seemed to work very good. It was pretty accurate. I was able to get to my destination with no issue. And let's go ahead and move on and talk a little bit about that 13 megapixel autofocus camera with LED flash. Now, it's going to probably produce the best quality of photos and videos in good lighting conditions, outdoors like I am right now. When you go into low light, things do tend to get grainy on this device. While recording videos, you can record in 1080p resolution. You also have electronic image stabilization on this, which is pretty nice. The front-facing camera is pretty good quality as well. You got that front-facing flash. That is a really good feature you have there. Here are some sample photos taken on the Alcatel A30 Fierce. And when it comes to the battery life on the Alcatel A30 Fierce, I was averaging around 3.5 to 4 hours of screen on time. Again, you might get better battery life than I do. I know we all use our smartphones differently, but you do get some power saving features that go along with this. And of course, you also have Alexa on board the A30 Fierce here, so double pressing on the power button does activate Alexa, and it's actually a really cool feature you have here on the A30 Fierce. I really enjoyed using this, and you can pretty much use Alexa wherever you go, which is nice, and it actually works really well, so I didn't have any issues, any problems with Alexa, and you know, it does work good on the A30 Fierce. Well, to wrap up my full review of the Alcatel A30 Fierce from MetroPCS, I think it's a good entry-level smartphone. Again, you can pick this up for free right now on a port-over special to MetroPCS, or you can get it on an instant rebate price of about $80, and you are getting a 1.5 GHz quad-core processor, fingerprint sensor, 32 gigabytes of ROM, 2 gigabytes of RAM. You also get that front firing speaker. So, you know, there are some good things going on with this device, like Amazon Alexa as well. But let me know what you guys think about this smartphone in the comment section down below. I'm really interested to hear, you know, others' opinions. Maybe you have this device. Let me know how it's working out for you, and let others know in the comment section as well. Well, everybody, if you enjoyed the full review, please hit that thumbs up button, and please subscribe to the channel for more future videos. This is Lte, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye.